He's on down the road. Good evening, everybody. The Media Guy is back with another one of my fantastic movie reviews. And yes, I am going to be doing a second look review on The WIZ. A very different type of adaptation of the classic Wizard of Oz movie based on the book series of the same name. Now, if you guys have saw my original review of this movie, you'd pretty much know what to expect. But just in case you guys don't know much about The WIZ or probably forgot about my original review, have no fear. Even though this will be like a second look review, this will be brand new for my new viewers. Ease on down the yellow brick road with The WIZ, starring superstars Diana Ross and Michael Jackson. Relive all the magic of this beloved musical when Dorothy is whisked away to the enchanted wonderland of Oz, where she encounters the Scarecrow, the Tin Man, and the Lion. The WIZ features spectacular musical numbers from legendary producer Quincy Jones, such as "He's on Down the Road," "You Can Win," and "Brand New Day," and an all-star cast including Nipsey Russell, I hope I'm saying that right, Ted Ross, Leon Horn, and Richard Pryor, with a digitally remastered picture and the unforgettable soundtrack remixed in 5.1 surround sound. It's an experience of the land of Oz unlike anything you've seen before. So if you guys saw my original review of this movie, it's like I said before, I really do love this different version of The Wizard of Oz. It's very interesting. It does have a nice plot to follow with a beginning, middle, and end. The songs are quite enjoyable and quite catchy too. Almost like the type of songs the Blues Brothers would sing. The casting is spot on perfectly. And I do like how we get a chance to see a different variation of The Wizard of Oz. There's so many things to like about this movie. I already mentioned the songs. Now I will admit, I'm actually glad I got a chance to do like a second look review of The WIZ because, well, I guess it has been a while since I checked out this classic movie from 1978. It still has great writing and whatnot. I probably said this before, but The WIZ was actually based on a Broadway show of the same name that came out 4 years earlier in 1974. And I'm guessing it's similar. I'm guessing the live stage show, which came out in 1974, is identical to its movie adaptation. Even though, to be fair, there have been several other versions of The Wizard of Oz that came out before and after this movie, which I'm still not sure if The Wizard of Oz is in the public domain or not. It's probably not, but you guys can let me know down in the comments below if The Wizard of Oz is in the public domain already or not. And this is probably the first Wizard of Oz movie to introduce Dorothy's silver shoes. Now I probably mentioned it. I don't know if I mentioned this before in my original review or not. But I think the silver shoes did originate from its original book series of the same name, before Warner Brothers adapted it in the late 30s and switched it from its silver shoes to the ruby slippers, which I'm pretty sure that's what most people recognize the shoes from. But I'm not gonna make a big deal over it. I mean, I'm not much of a shoe expert or anything, but I actually like this version of The Wizard of Oz, mainly the silver shoes on Diana Ross, and also the casting is also spot on, perfect too. I probably said this before in my original review, but I totally love the casting, especially Diana Ross as Dorothy Gale, the Scarecrow played by Michael Jackson. I wait. Yeah, I think this is Nipsey Russell as the Tin Man, and I think this is Leon Horn as the Lion, right? I could be wrong, so you might have to correct me if I got the names mixed up or something. They really seem to do their best with what they were given. Cause I'm sure they must have watched a live stage show at some point or something. Now I honestly think this is probably a guilty pleasure, because sure, maybe some people might point out that it's probably not their favorite movie, which, to be fair, I totally respect that. This doesn't have to be anyone's favorite movie. But for me, since I am a bit of a sucker for movie musicals, heck, I just watched Hairspray for the first time and reviewed it. I can honestly say that this movie is pretty much amazing. Sorry for the stuttering there. Now, I never been to a live stage show about. I never watched a live stage adaptation of The Wiz, or basically The Wizard of Oz in general, in person. I only saw a few videos on YouTube about the live stage production of The Wiz and The Wizard of Oz in general, but I'm not gonna make a big deal over it. I also like the settings of this movie. Munchkin Land, because when Dorothy and Toto land in Munchkin Land, it kind of reminds me of. It's kind of like it reminds me of like a parallel universe version of Gotham City, home of Batman. I probably didn't say this in my original review, but that's what Munchkin Land reminds me of. A sort of grittier version of Gotham City. And that's, I guess Munchkin Land is completely different compared to the original Wizard of Oz movie that I have in my hands right now. But hey, I was always used to different versions of different things all the time. and I was watching Minty Comedic Arts video about The Wiz on how Joel Schumacher was involved as the writer of the movie. Yeah, you might know him better as the guy who worked on Batman Forever and, well, Batman and Robin. And there was another movie that Minty Comedic Arts mentioned when he did a top 10 facts video about The Wiz, but I forgot what it was. I'll probably have to rewatch it just to make sure what it was. Well, you gotta admit, you can really tell that the cast and crew really did their best to make sure that this movie is perfect, even if it got torn apart by critics. But then managed to get a bit of a cult following later on down the road. He's on down the road. Ba-da-da-da-da. Sorry, somehow that song is stuck in my head. And well, I also again, Minty Comedic Arts also mentioned that Diana Ross is the only living cast member who's still around. Yeah, she's the only actress from the Wiz movie who's still kicking around, which is pretty impressive. I mean, I don't know how old she is now. She's probably in her, I don't know, maybe 70s or 80s or something, or 90s. I don't know. I'm just taking a wild guess here. So I guess you guys might have to let me know in the comments below. And I don't know what other movies and TV shows Diana Ross was in before and after The Wiz. Oh wait a minute, I remember that Diana Ross did appear on the Muppet Show at some point. And I think she also appeared in an episode of Sesame Street at some point. And as for Michael Jackson, I think he also appeared in a very special Sesame Street Christmas. So, who knew that Michael Jackson and Diana Ross have something in common about appearing with the Muppets? We all gotta expect something. So overall, The Wiz totally deserved a second look review. Cause like I said before, I pretty much said a lot of great things about this movie. Especially in this second look, aka revisit edition of The Wiz. It really felt great to rewatch this movie again. Because I think it's been almost a year and a half or less since I checked out this movie. Oh, does time fly fast when you're having fun? Oh, and I almost forgot about the villain, Eveline. Holy cow, she is quite menacing. I mean, she would probably do anything to get Dorothy's silver shoes, and probably to avenge her sister's death when Dorothy first encountered the land of Oz. I mean, once you get a look at Eveline's design, I mean, she reminds me, she's like the Wicked Witch of the West from the original Wizard of Oz movie, crossbreds with Witch Hazel and Sweetums from the Muppets. Okay, that might be a bit of a stretch, but I'm just saying. I guess she really wants to get those silver shoes away from Dorothy a lot. So anyways, in this second look review, The Wiz is still great, and I'll give this movie 5 yellow brick roads out of 5, because that's how wonderful this movie is.